moving on to some European football. And Emeka did mention right at the top, without anyone asking him, that Liverpool are top of the standings in the Premier League. Here's my question. And again, this comes immediately after someone like Naby Keita scored his first goal for Liverpool. How important has the African connection been for Liverpool this season?
For us all as Africans, I think it's really a joy to see African boys do so, and to see them, playing such an important role for one of the big teams. We had that with Chelsea in the past. We had it with Arsenal for many years. Only maybe United that just have never embraced Africa.
Was just like,
never embraced Africa. But
I'm okay with your
players. Then he brought the wrong guy. Brought Chemba in.
Chemba,
that was Man United and African.
There's Manucho.
There was pretty unfortunate as well.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is that we know the quality that Keita has. He started the season quite well. Then he got injured, and he never. I think it was the game against Napoli where he got injured,
and he's never looked the same.
Because people, sometimes when people criticize, and I was saying to some fans in a Liverpool group that sometimes we're too hard on these players because you don't know what pains he has to go, and then the emotional part of it. But it's good to see him score. Not just score, he actually did play well. And then you've got Mane and Salah, being such important part of that team. However the season ends, they could both be writing a new chapter in African sport football history, because they could get to another Champions League final. They could win the league. We don't know. The worry for me is, or it shouldn't be a worry. I think it should be some kind of motivation, because you've got a lot of young African kids there who, for every performance, it's like what I say about Tembi Katlana winning the African Player of the Year. If they win, it reinforces the belief in every kid in Africa that aspires to greatness, to say, look, those are our boys. They've gone from here and they've done it. They were not born there. So big credit to them, because this will be a massive chapter for us.
For us being Liverpool.
No, not Liverpool. Okay. For Africa.
I just needed to make sure. I
think, the other thing where African football was robbed, was the Ballon d'Or. Because, look, in that year, I thought Messi was the best player, right? But if you're then going to say, okay, you don't want Messi to win it, you don't want Ronaldo to win it, then you've got to give it to then the next, what you would plausibly say the next best player.
And that's the reason.
And I don't think much.
The reason they give it to Messi and Ronaldo, even when they don't win World Cup or whatever, it's goals.
Yeah, not just goals, but they were just the best players. Period. Right. Yeah. And if you're going to subtract Ronaldo and you're going to subtract Messi, 2018, for God's sake, you should have given it to Salah, right? That would have been another feather in the cap to African football. I mean, since George Weah, guys, we've been in a starving state for African player to win the Ballon d'Or. And I think there was a case for FIFA to man up and actually give it to Salah, and not just give it to Modric just because, okay, yes, he did well in the World Cup, but he wasn't pound for pound, better than Salah. If you're not going to give it to anybody other than Messi and Ronaldo. So I think this year, it's an interesting situation, because UEFA have this thing of, rewarding players that win the most trophies, and you could have a situation whereby, Salah wins AFCON, wins the Premier League, and wins Champions League. You know what I mean? So there's an interesting picture there, because I think the best player in the world is Lionel Messi. But, would UEFA, you saw it when there was some Euros where, the guy who's won the Euro does well in the Euro, has been a candidate or front runner or winner and ends up getting it. And I think, you're looking at Salah now, who could possibly win all three of those, but will he get it?
Point. It's a very good point. That's a very good point. But I mean, again, we're going back to I guess UEFA and FIFA, and what is seemingly, a change and always a shifting in goalposts when it comes to the actual criteria for these awards. We don't know. But should Mane or Salah win AFCON, Champions League,
You know,
Premier
I
League.
said Salah as if
Mane is not there.
like he's not comparable. I apologize,
You know,
Sadio Mane.
should they win it,
Yeah.
actually, what will happen? That is a very, very good point that you're making there, Kola. And I don't want Liverpool to win any of the first two. So good luck to Senegal and Egypt at AFCON. My money's not there. No Liverpool team should ever win the Champions League or the Premier League while I'm still alive. That's what I'm saying. But we've mentioned the race for the league title over in England. Again, top four, nobody knows. Literally nobody knows. What we've just seen over the past couple of days, nobody knows. And I want to ask you this, Ola, because your Arsenal team has been talking over the past 3 weeks maybe as if top four is already guaranteed for you guys because, we've got an easier run in. Based on your away form and what we saw at Everton, and I want you to give me your assessment of that game, because when I was watching it, I was like, Everton should have beaten you guys at least 6-0 if they were serious about actually finding and scoring goals.
You know, that's the problem with a lot of Arsenal fans. They're too emotional, right? And they never just sit down, breathe, relax, and look at the picture properly. And, I looked at the run-in, right? We sat here last week, and we looked at the running. And I said, it's criminal what the FA have done, what the Premier League have done to Arsenal. I, in my lifetime, have never seen, whether it's a relegated team or team fighting for the title, right? Where the run-in, your last 7 games, 5 of them are away from home.
Yeah,
I've never seen that in my life.
I can also
Neither have
confirm
I seen it where your first games, of the season, 5 of the 7 are away from home. So I don't know how the fixtures panned out that way. And to add to the curse that Arsenal are given is that 4 of the 7 are teams fighting for the Europa League spot. Right? And 4 of those are away from home. Everton, who just beat Chelsea at home. Wolves beat Man United, and they've got an impressive record against the top 6. We still have to go there. Burnley beat Tottenham at Burnley. We still have to go there. It's crazy how they've given Arsenal.
You've got to go to Leicester.
We have got to go to a research in Leicester.
Top form right
now. When I look at how Arsenal were given these fixtures, in the run-in and the last 7, it's just crazy to me. 5 out of the 7 away from home. That's crazy.
I don't know how that happened. I think it's not fair. I think.
Well, listen, it would be fair if you guys were any good away from home. That's what I would have to say about that.
But Everton beat Chelsea, right?
If you guys were any good, if you guys hadn't only won 5,
Burnley beat Tottenham.
Arsenal
That's where we had to go to.
5 games away from home this season. 5.
And we're still in the top 4. That says a lot,
About everyone else that is fighting for top 4. It says a lot about how terrible they've been. And I mean, you look at United and their away form this season has been really, really good. But we are still 6th. But Emeka, continue.
Well, look, I don't know how that happened, but I think it's especially when there's something to play for. It looks
premeditated,
kind of, but
it's crazy.
It's. But again, I mean that's.
Can I turn the tables? Can I turn the tables?
No. Before you do that,
okay.
My worry is Arsenal fans are complaining now. I'm trying to think. Didn't they see these fixtures a long time? Because typically when your team is doing well, you look at the last couple of fixtures and
remember a lot of fixture changes because Wolves, remember, were in the FA Cup stuff like that. So there's been a lot of fixture changes. But let me flip this on the other side. You're a Liverpool fan. If Man City had 5 of the 7 games away from home, and 5 out of 7, and 4 out of the 7 were teams in the relegation zone, how would you feel about that? You'd be like, hang on a sec. I know they had to, fixture changes and stuff like that, but essentially they've given them the title. So that's what I'm saying in Arsenal's case. I think that is quite criminal. I'm surprised Emre or anybody at Arsenal hasn't complained.
You never know. It might just work in your favor because there's no pressure playing at home. It might just work in your favor. But the problem for me is just simply that one win from Arsenal and Arsenal fans were going on and on.
They had already top 4 was theirs. In fact, not even top 4. They were already like, no, third is ours. Which is like, wow,
I'm looking at the table
guys.
now, and Arsenal are 5th. Suddenly, Tottenham is ahead of them again, and then Eden Hazard does his thing, and Chelsea are in
now Chelsea in
10th position.
That's and touching on Eden Hazard. I mean, yesterday being Monday, his performance was was a Eden Hazard performance, in the sense that when for me, I don't know about you guys, when he's at his best, he's easily the best player in the Premier League. For me, easily the best player in the Premier League. We haven't seen that for a couple of months. Perhaps maybe the whole is he leaving, is he staying thing an issue. But how crucial is he going to be in, you know what, if I am leaving, now and me being Hazard, if I am leaving, I will leave you with a return to the Champions League. How crucial is he going to be in that?
You know, he's by far Chelsea's best player.
Yeah.
But you know what I found interesting? I saw a stat yesterday that he now has 85 goals, which is one more than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, Cristiano Ronaldo had a season where he scored some. Okay, these are now league goals. He had a season where he scored 20 something. I don't think Hazard has scored 20 goals in a season at what you call this at Chelsea.
Yep.
Right. I don't think that's happened. So it then made me, there's this talk about who's the best foreign player and so forth. And I think Thierry has firmly cemented that.
He has?
I think he has, right?
Okay.
And then you start to think about, the next batch. People like your Sergio Aguero's, Cristiano Ronaldo's. Guys, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's the United Kingdom thing, but Giggs, he's not English. But hey, that's another political discussion. But then you look at Eden Hazard and you start thinking to yourself, ever since Frank Lampard left, and this has been a long time, right, since Frank Lampard is gone, I cannot think of one player who's been more important to his club than any other player in the Premier League.
Yep.
One player. Because if you look at ever since, like I said, Lampard left, right, when Gerrard was in that, latter stages of his career, there was still Suarez, there was Sturridge was still Sturridge, and Sterling Coutinho was there, right? And you look at Arsenal, they never really had one guy, they could rely on. They had a bunch of guys. But Man United, same story. Ever since, Rooney was important, but, Man United, they always bring in a collective. But Eden Hazard has singly been the most important player to their team, more than any other player I can think of in nearly a decade. So that should tell you that this guy, when he leaves Chelsea, the void they have to fill.
Yeah.
Not only, forget the goals, because it's not like he's scoring 20 goals, but it's just the performances. There's nobody at Chelsea playing at that guy's level. So if that transfer ban really hits them and they get that 100 million and they can't sign a player, man, it's going to be a long way back for Chelsea.
It really is going to be curtains. And, look, I guess they still have the Europa League to try and sneak past and into the Champions League in that way. But I don't know. Does it feel like, Emeka, we're seeing the last days of Hazard at Chelsea?
I think so. I think that, Eden Hazard definitely needs to move somewhere. He's given Chelsea, a memorable season. And this season was also one good season for him because he started quite well until...
He did start well.
Somehow, Sarri started fiddling with his methods. I think that Hazard most likely will end up in Madrid at the end of this season, and we saw a bit of just how special he is with that goal. What I love about Hazard is that when he has the ball and he starts running, it doesn't matter how many defenders are in front of him. He knows how to keep control of the ball. Yeah, and I still remember before he went to Chelsea, he was asked who was the best player in the world, and he said he said me. I am the best player in the world. And for me, I think he's right up there amongst the best.
I wish his performances regularly showed that belief, because again, when he is at his best, he's easily up there with the best in the world.
Maybe if he goes to one of those teams that just attack. Yeah. Not a team where because imagine Hazard playing under Mourinho.
And it's just one last point, right? One last point about Hazard, right? I have to commend him in this regard. And this is going to sound strange, right? But there has been talk for the last 10 years that Neymar was going to be the next Pele, the next this, and the next that. And I can tell you now, pound for pound, Eden Hazard is better than Neymar. right?
Okay, there's a headline statement.
This is gonna upset Amika because he started off air. He was praising Neymar before we got in, and I'm gonna say this in this regard. Eden Hazard.
I'm just gonna let you.
Right? Eden Hazard has become one of those players that, for me, still will give you what his role demands you to. What it demands of him.
Yeah.
He's a wide man. Get the ball in, assist, cross, take on players, and when the opportunity is there, score. That's why Eden Hazard's not scoring 40 goals a season, because he still does his primary job. If you go to the dentist, you don't want to hear about him, hey, I can fix that back issue that you have. Damn it, focus on my teeth. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So he needs to focus on his primary job. So that's what I'm saying with Eden Hazard. He can still do his primary job of passing, crossing, taking the guy
creating,
on, and creating.
Yeah.
Now, in Neymar's case, I think the fundamentals have sort of disappeared, and it's too much of me, give me the ball, I want to score. And that's why we've seen a drop-off in sort of Neymar's stock as a player. And I guess age is not against Hazard because he's 28, and he's still maybe got another 3-4 years to possibly try get that Ballon d'Or. But the point is, him and Neymar on 0-0 Ballon d'Or, 0-0 international trophies.
Yeah.
Right? And one of those guys has guided his team to the max, or even still has, in terms of international. So you look at what Eden Hazard has done as a player. He then leaves Real Madrid and finally can say, you know what, I can call the shots here. None of you here are better than me. That's exactly what Cristiano Ronaldo did when he left Manchester United.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised when Eden Hazard leaves Real Madrid. I'm not saying he's going to perform like Ronaldo, put up those numbers, but...
You mean when he leaves Chelsea?
When he leaves Chelsea for Real Madrid, sorry. I won't be surprised if you see that evolution in him saying, you know what, I've been such a humble guy, I've been nice, I've never asked for the limelight, I've never asked for the stage to be mine. Now I'm at Real Madrid, give it to me and I'll, give me the tools and I'll finish the job.
Yeah.
And I think Eden Hazard, to me, we're talking about Messi, Ronaldo. I think next to them, you're looking at Suarez, right?
Yeah.
Suarez, and I think Eden Hazard is there.
Up there. Okay.
I will put Neymar.
Oh.
I'll put Neymar at number 3. And it won't be for long. He's going to come back, and I hope he does leave PSG and either goes to Spain or comes to England. Then we'll see the real Neymar.
You know what? The truth of the matter is we've actually got maybe another 2 or 3 seasons to really enjoy Messi, Ronaldo. And then from then on, we'll see if Mrs. Neymar and Hazard will be ready or are ready to take up that mantle that everyone wants him to take up.
Ronaldo and Messi are going to be there for another 6-7 years.
Okay, we'll see. But by the next time we do meet up, we'll know who would have taken the first step towards making it to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. A big week again for English teams, a big week if you're a Barcelona fan as you travel to Manchester United and then Man United come to you. Big week for Ajax, who will be taking on, preparing rather to take on a big task in Juventus. But this is what the Champions League is about. This is why we love it. And there's going to be some interesting results. I can bet my bottom dollar. My bottom dollar going to Barcelona, getting past Manchester United. I love United, I really do. But there is no way with Messi on top of his game. No way we're going to do anything close to upsetting the cart when it comes to that. But from myself, Lwazi Sikubu,
I'm Ola Makwaza.
And Emeka Inyadike.
It has been episode 33 of Pitch Invasion. Bam, your ears have been invaded.
Pitch Invasion is the podcast for football tribalists. To contribute to the show, pose a topic of debate, or just complain about your favorite team, send us a WhatsApp voice note on +27 609 216977. That's +27 609 216977. Or send us a text message starting with #Pitch Invasion. Remember to follow the Pitch Invasion podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the username Pitch Invaded.